This is my home theater I built back in 2007. It's got an 83-inch diagonal screen, widescreen. It's custom made. I'll go into more details on that, but it is a real high quality glass projection screen. The theater itself, I added to our family room in one corner. You can see the projector up there. That is a in focus true 1080p back in 2007. It was a high-end unit. It wasn't the highest, but I paid over $2,000 for that at the time. It's been a great unit. Uses halogen lamps for the projection, for the light source. You see the speakers up there, the sconces, the chairs. It's a three-seater. And you can see the seats are a tad bit worn. It's been well used and much enjoyed. So those are going to be replaced. And the sconce, we got one of the sconces is out. It's got a sound absorbing, non-reflecting ceiling in here. It's been a very nice theater. We've used it a lot. So if it works so good, why am I replacing it? Well, two reasons. One, the projector. The bulbs for that thing have gotten ridiculously hard to find and even more expensive. At $300 a bulb, and they only last about 2 years, it's just not practical to upgrade it when it's not as bright as I'd like. We can watch it during the daytime, but the screen is just not enough and without window covering. So we usually use this in the evening, which is fine. It's when we usually watch TV or movies. But as you can see, it's built in, designed specifically for the space. Now the screen itself is unique. I designed this. This is a 1/4-inch piece of plate glass with a wooden frame, and I coated it with a zinc, phosphor, tin film on the back, electrodeposited, and it kind of mimics the silver screen in the theater. It does have a bit of reflection in it, which is unfortunate, but you don't notice that when you're watching a movie. Usually when it's dark, it works fine. But anyway, the theater needs to be upgraded. I'm going to replace the projector. I'm going to buy a nice new modern LED style projector that'll have at least twice the lumens. This one is about, I think it was rated 1800, and the one I spec'd out to replace it is a Epson 4000 lumen 1080p projector. But the first thing I need to do is I want to replace the screen. Now, if you're not, I don't like the big floppy screens they put in projection systems you buy for your home. They just don't suit me well. I don't particularly care for the look. So years ago, I used to work at Disney. And whenever we had to work on any of the projection systems, they had their own special screen material, which was near impossible to get at the time. Now you can buy it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually leave this screen, but I'm going to reframe it, make it larger to fill the space, and then put this new high quality projection screen material on it. And you'll see that shortly. So yeah, it's been great. We love it. We've used it. Used the squat out of the thing. But it's time for an upgrade. I'm not going to upgrade the sound system right now. Like I said, the Yamaha system has been great. Gives us plenty of sound, good quality sound. It's a little finicky to set up, but it does the job. You can see the wires back there are a bit of a mess. That's changes and refinement and going from just DVD to cable to Now we're doing a screencast, so we can just send a signal from our phone and watch a movie that way, which is great for Netflix and Hulu and all the different services available. Anyway, so that's the next step. I got to get that beast down, which weighs about 100 pounds. It's a little heavy. So I got to get it down and get it set up and figure out how I want to increase the size of that frame without breaking it. So stay tuned. Okay, so here's the plan. This is the screen, laying flat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take and extend the frame up so I have some attachment, and I'm going to put poplar framing around it. Right now the screen is 83 or 82.5 inches diagonal. When I'm done, it should be 95.5 inches diagonal, which would be a nice boost in size. So that's what the plan is. Okay, so here's the basic plan. I've cut a frame out of poplar that is going to extend the dimensions of the screen, and I'm going to attach this piece of poplar, which is beveled on this edge here, so when the screen material comes over, it won't roll or catch on an edge, so it'll be less obvious. But it's going to extend it out about 4 inches on each end and about 2 inches on the top and the bottom. So we'll get 8 inches wider and 4 inches taller. But here's the thing. The screen material is going to go all the way up to the edge. Instead of stopping inside the frame, it's actually going to come up and come to here. Now I painted this black for 2 reasons. One, I didn't know if any light would be reflected off the light wood from the screen material. It's probably a little translucent, and I didn't want reflections from that. But also this black lacquer paint, I'm going to put a double stick thin adhesive tape around the perimeter, and I need something better for the tape to stick to than just the wood. So the paint will add a little bit of a stickier surface to adhere to. So it's coming along. Now the wood will be attached with liquid nails and some small wood screws around the perimeter. Here's the profile of the frame. You can see I put a bevel. This part goes to the inside so it won't interfere with the screen. I also put a 1/8 inch radius all the way around the outer edge, and radius the corner, outer corner. And the idea is there that when we roll that fabric over, or the screen material, we don't have any sharp bends on it, which can cause fatigue and premature failure. That's the theory. This along here on the top, right here, is where I'm going to put double stick tape. That'll give us additional, maybe a 1/2 millimeter of spacing from the screen before it gets near the wood for the frame. Hopefully we won't see any kind of hopefully we won't get any distortion from this frame on the screen. It'll be a nice flat surface. That's the theory. We'll see how it works out a little bit. Well, here they are. The holes are drilled for the top rail. I'm going to put that on first. Then I'm going to put the 2 side rails on. These are all countersunk. And now we're about ready to put liquid nails on. This is a point of no return. Wish me well. Well, I got the frame on. It's squared to within 1/16 of an inch, which is more than adequate. All the screws are countersunk. Adhesive is the PL Premium that holds the new frame to the existing frame. So I'm going to let it set overnight, make sure I have a good bond. Once the adhesive cures, PL Premium is a urethane, so moisture is what does the curing. But it's all ready. I'm going to put the screen on tomorrow. Wish me luck. Okay, I've added a little flat black paint to the screw heads and the countersinks, just to protect the screws and the wood from any moisture intrusion that may occur, but not likely. Now, here I've added a thin carpet style tape. It's a double stick tape all the way around the perimeter. And what that's going to do is give me an extra bonding agent as I put give me an extra bonding surface. So as I put the double stick tape on this edge, which is thicker, then I can wrap it. So I can draw it taut over the double stick, make sure I have no wrinkles and the screen is as taut as I can get it without stretching. Then I'll wrap it around and probably just put some staples in here. I think that'll be adequate. Once I pull this backer paper off, that double stick tape is extremely sticky. I think it'll hold up. If I think about it, I might actually wrap the screen around underneath and tack it from behind so that we have 270 degrees of wrap on that screen. So this surface down the top edge or the side, and then underneath, and then maybe tack it from behind. Not sure. I'm waiting until my daughter gets home to help me with the screen. But it's ready. We're getting there. Okay, I've applied the 3M tape. It's all the way around. I'm going to lay the screen on top once I cut it to size. And then when my daughter gets home, she will help me attach it. Hopefully that'll work out. So I'm sparing you lots of details. They're not really important. I mean, if you can follow the video and the pictures, you can tell pretty quick this is a simple project. It just takes a little care to do it right. Well, it's attached, wrinkle-free, which was quite a job. Now let me explain the rationale I used for the types of tape I used to make this. Remember, I used a double stick tape here, which has a little forgiving. It's flexible and allows for some adjustment to the unevenness of the wood. But I used a really super tacky single double stick tape on the edge. And the rationale is simple. I pulled it, laid it out, cut it to size, and then I stretched it, got it wrinkle-free as I could. Then I could pull the corners off or the ends off or the middle somewhere and pull out selected wrinkly areas. Pull, reset, went around it like 5 or 6 times to get all the wrinkles out of it. And then I rolled the double stick, this super tacky stuff over. And that is almost impossible to break free once you put it on there. It's going to be a permanent bond. It's a fiber reinforced double stick, so it's good stuff. And then for extra measure, I stapled the backside just in case. That way you have adhesive stiction there. You have a 90-degree wrap here, and then another 90-degree wrap. So you're going around 270 degrees. And as this vinyl ages, it will shrink a little bit, and it should actually pull tighter. That's the theory. Next, I got to put a little edge trim around it, so dress this up. Right here is a little unevenness in the foam tape, but that'll disappear with the edge trim. But that is the only flaw in the whole thing. I am extremely happy with the outcome. I can't wait to get it mounted back up on the wall. Sadly, the screen weighs about 100 pounds originally. I probably added another 20, 25 pounds to it, so it's even heavier now. And I have to get it mounted back up there. First, I got to remount that center speaker. I'm going to bring it down, put it on the top, the countertop. I'm going to leave the surround speakers up high. But that one has got to come down to there. Anyway, making progress. Sorry I didn't show you to sticking the vinyl down. I was so engrossed in getting the wrinkles out, I forgot to videotape it. But you get the idea. You lay it out, cut it to oversize, then you carefully remove the tape. And I did one end, got it as good as I could. Then I went over to the other end and pulled it taut without wrinkles, which when you do that, it's still going to introduce wrinkles in it. Once I was satisfied with both ends were well placed, then I went to the center sections and pulled the wrinkles out there on both sides, or the top and the bottom. And then lastly, I'd come back over to the corner, because then it would introduce some wrinkles in the corners, and I'd pull those out. And I'd pull it up, pull the vinyl up, stretch it a little bit, push it back down, and that's how I did it. But listen to this. And as you see, with the light, it is as smooth as it could possibly be. Definitely a quality job. Well, quality enough for me. And if the wife's happy, I'm happy. I'll bring you back when I have it mounted on the wall if I don't drop it and hurt myself. All right, it's up. Screen is looking terrific. Still haven't fixed that one sconce. Projector's mounted, aligned. Audio system's been tuned and tweaked a little bit. Very happy with it. I'd show you a video on it, but then I'd have copyright. So this is an interesting device I use. This is called a screen beam. Basically, it just lets me share my image on my phone by casting it. Works really great. Gives me good audio out, HDMI, 1080p. And all I have to do is share the screen on my Samsung phone, which is what you're looking at right now. But I'm very happy with it. A couple little things to do. I got to put a storage container, shelves up there for some DVDs. That's not adequate down there. And of course I have to fix that sconce. Anyway, this is my home theater 2.0. We're still looking for chairs we like. These have been very comfortable. They're that bonded leather crap. But still, they're 18 years old. No, I think maybe 15. We didn't buy those right away. We bought those 2-3 years later. We tried some other stuff we didn't like. But these have held up pretty good. But they just wore out. Anyway, I hope you liked the project. It was a nice, simple, clean refresh of the theater system. I'm using every inch of that screen. And I'm very, very happy with it. So thanks for watching. Any questions, you know what to do. If you like it, please click the like button. I would appreciate that. Bye now.
Were you videotaping still? We're good? No, don't put your fingers in front of it, honey. All right, hit stop. All right, hit stop.